No, they don't. But they are solid. That's why I think they're going to win their game tomorrow. However, you're coming into the NFC Championship, and you've got two strong teams. Either one of these two are going to give you a run for your money. Bottom line.
I know.
So.
Your boy Vernon Davis too was tipped away.
Look at this! Look at this! Look at that! Did he take him 700 back? I'm not complaining.
I bet on the Cubs every year.
Turn it or
You have to. If the action team,
I don't have to.
Not until you kill the goat.
No, you have to because you're from Chicago.
I know. Let's talk about coaches. Do you have any inside track on what coach? I mean, Lovie Smith. They're still looking for a replacement. I thought Singletary would be a good replacement for him, being a former Chicago Bear, even though he's a nut job.
Chicago and Bear lore, he's a god, okay? But we saw what he did in San Francisco. Coach.
No.
Harbaugh came in and turned that team around, and immediately. I'm surprised that Rex Ryan still has a job in New York. They fired Tannenbaum, but you keep Rex Ryan. I don't understand. All this guy does is talk, run his mouth, make weird Super Bowl predictions, and then his team goes 500.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
So has anybody else been hired yet for head coach for any of the teams that fired their head coaches?
Not that I know.
Nobody's been replaced yet.
Everybody's interviewing. I think the Oregon guys
seven guys last week. Called the Black Monday, right? Last week.
I didn't.
Yeah. Then the Oregon guy decided to pull out. I mean, he talked to a couple teams.
Yeah, what's his name? No. Kelly?
Yeah, whatever the head coach for Oregon. And he went and talked to the Browns, and I think he decided to stay in Oregon.
Coach is making the NFL jump. It's a completely different game. When you're as a college coach, you're motivating young men. There's no salaries involved. There's no egos involved. Once you make that jump, all of a sudden you come in as a college coach, and these guys that are multi-million-dollar super pro athletes are looking at you like, really, you gonna tell me what to do?
Yeah.
Although Pete Carroll, I have to give him credit. He's done.
Seattle or Atlanta?
Well, it was an emotional win for Seattle and an emotional loss for Washington. So, Seattle they're a good team. They're, I don't know. I think it's the money line bet of the year. I would say under.
Underwear.
Underwear.
Bobby D.
We're in Atlanta, of course.
Seattle or Atlanta?
Well, going back, listen, going back to Bobby D's picks, which it's not like we have a lot to go through because we saw the first. Let me tell you. Game. Seattle versus. Seattle was worn down. They played hard last week to get where they are. They're gonna feel it.
Over or under 46.5?
Over. I'm going over. I see over tomorrow.
Wow.
All right, you're the only one out of the three here.
That's fine.
For those of you following at home, Mario Moneyline did give us a money line on this game. I will say this.
You like the Patriots, but are they going to cover?
Well, that's the thing. I agree with Marty. This is when you play the same team 4 weeks apart after you just got thrashed. New England healthy, rested. I think they're going to take this out. And I'm looking at 35-17 New England.